money wouldn't get to me, because I don't know. Probably would. I'd probably have about as much chance of spending it as you. But the thing about it, it wasn't me, it was you. You know, and then you got to be accountable, dude. God's going to hold you accountable. You think you shouldn't be accountable to his children? You know, come on, dude. It ain't right. You know, we're talking about God here, just like you always said. And we are talking about God. You say, God is holy. God is completely holy. He does not like the negative. He does not. They say sin separates you from God. But when you sin, you separate yourself from God, man. That blocks you from your connection, man. You don't want nothing to mess with that connection. That I know of, that's what I was searching for, dude. I joined your church. You know, got saved again in your church because you said you didn't think I was saved. I believed you. You know, hey, that just shows the level of my faith. You know, yeah, I needed to be saved that day, I believe. Almost hurt. Anyway, man, I ain't hating. I'm just saying, fair is fair, dude. You got a job. You know, times are hard, man. And I ain't saying all of it at once, but man, after this corona thing's over, man, we're gonna need that taxes paid, dude. I mean, man, seriously, went to the law office. Tim Taylor's secretary showed a file very thick on you in this case. There's been a lot of wrongdoing, man, and we knew, you know, I mean, come on now, you know, it ain't like we knew everything was on the up and up. But the thing about it, man, the land that was sold to Mr. Rodriguez was nobody's to sell. It wasn't yours. It wasn't Carmen's. It was nobody. Nobody had that right to sell that property, and you got the profit from it, man. You know, I don't even want no statute of limitations. I don't want you to have to be held up to a court of law. I want you just to do what's right and be godly and stand up and do right. You know, it's time, man. I've had this resentment in my heart for a long time, brother. And come on, let's clear the air, man. We got a good thing going here. Well, man, the ministry's doing pretty good. You know, I mean, doing pretty good. No, it's doing great. It's on top of the world, man. We're in 96 countries. 96 countries we contact every day. All right, that's a good start. That's a good start. You know, hey, that's what God did with one of us. You know, he put us on KLTV, didn't he? He's put us on the radio before, hadn't he? You know, God is saying, is that it? Is that all you want? Is that what you asked for? No. Is that all? No. I'm into the blessing. I believe if God's going to give it, then I want to receive it. You know, and if I do right by people, if I keep doing right, look at me. I got beat up. Yeah, I got beat up. I'm handicapped. You know, I understand. You know, being godly, but being manly is being manly. You know, I had a dude hit me in the nose. Hey, sorry. Hey, I busted his head wide open with a club. You know, hey, don't hit me in the nose. You know, hey, sorry. Somebody I didn't even know, man, just picking at me. Didn't know nothing about me, man. Accused me of stealing. You know, and I'm not saying I never stole nothing in my whole life, no. I broke just about every commandment there is, and I continue to. You know, I'm a sinner saved by grace. And you got any idea how it works? Now bear with me on this. If you'd like to hear this may interest you. Let me explain the Trinity to you. Alright, now this will get you. You'll like this. The Son, this analogy of the Son to the Father to the Trinity. Alright. The Son would be the Father. No one can look at the Father very long without their eyes being burned. NASA can't even go in that direction. They don't even attempt to. They don't try to do readings. For them to tell you how hot the sun is, my Lord, really? What expert done that one? Dr. Seuss? Dr. Kevorkian, maybe? Come on. which honestly I believe Dr. Kevorkian was a blessing. Just his name popped up, and I believe he was a blessing to people. He helped people die when they were sick. And man, I think it was beautiful. Anyway, but that's never say. I'm not trying to gain no opinion. I neither endorse nor oppose any causes. My primary purpose is to serve God and to help others achieve godliness. There are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. We seem to have been born that way. We're naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Our chances are less than average unless we confront ourselves in the eyes and hearts of others. Until we suffer them to share their secrets, we can't have no safety from them. Afraid to be known, we will have neither ourselves nor any other, and we will be alone without God. Half measures will avail us nothing. We'll all stand at the turning point. We'll ask His protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps you can take to make your life somewhat manageable. First, you got to admit you are powerless over everything. But your life without God is unmanageable. Then you come to believe that a power greater than yourself can fix it for you. All right, that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. All you got to do. First, you just got to say, hey, God, I can't do this. And then 2, you just got to believe that He's there and that He'll do it for you. That's all. He says come to believe. It doesn't say automatically believe. Come to believe. When you come to believe, it happens over time. Nothing, absolutely nothing, happens in God's world by mistake. Now, a lot of times we think that we are the star of our life, the star of our play, right? But we want to be the director, the actors, the light man, the sound, and we want everything to work in perfect unison, but it ain't happening. Never. We strive for perfection, but we are not saints. We seem to have been born that way. Naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. There are chances less than average. You stand at a turning point and you ask His protection and care with complete abandon. Many of you exclaim, what an order, I can't go through with it. Don't be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like a perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. That's the way we do it. Then you make a decision to turn your will over and your life over to the care of what you just learned to believe in and what you're coming to. It's not a race. You do these steps in unison all together. It's not you're not climbing a ladder. You're taking steps. If you got to walk backwards, take a couple steps backwards. Sit there and stare at it a while. There ain't no race. Take your time. It's your life you're talking about. It's your connection with God. And you seek through prayer and meditation to improve your conscious contact with God as you understand Him. And you pray only for knowledge of His will for you and the power to carry it out. Become a fellowship, a unity of men and women who share their experience, strengths, and hopes with each other, that they all can recover from all their problems. This ain't just AA. This is life. This is your life. What do you want to do? Do you want to sit still and wait for the rest of your life to happen, and at the end of it be sorry that you didn't do what you wished, what you dreamed? Man, in life, if you ain't your biggest cheerleader, who's gonna be? If you don't love yourself, who's gonna love you? If you don't love God, God loves you anyway. How many times you may be just one mistake away from God being able to use you? One. Most people think that God that they've either done too much for God to love them, and after that they certainly feel like that they've done too much for God to use them. But that ain't the case. That's not the case, baby. Look at the great mistake makers of the Bible. Isn't anything except for a book of great mistakes been what God did with them?